Welcome back, everyone. Arizona Off Grid. So, do you have the skills to move off grid? That's a tough question. I mean, what skills do you have? What skills are you extremely proficient in, not as proficient in? What things do you wish you knew? What's your expertise? That type of thing. These are all questions you have to ask yourself before making the jump to off grid life. A lot of people have this fantasized, romanticized uh, idea of what it's like out here when you live off grid with no city services, no stores, no mechanics around you. Now, going to the heart of this conversation, I'll preface this by saying I am not an auto mechanic, but I do know some things, such as replacing brake pads on the wife's truck. So I just finished up this side. I've already done the other side. It took me total, after I got all my tools and everything out, maybe 30 minutes to do both sides. I still need to put some fluid in the reservoir there and prime it and do all that stuff. But about ready to put the wheels back on and get this thing wrapped up, start on the next project for the day. But it's important to know, guys, very important to know how to do things on your own. Now, when you live in the cities and you're working, you're making money, you may farm stuff out. Like, normally, I don't like working on cars. I don't like getting greasy, and it's not my thing. I've spent the last over 30 years building houses and doing stuff like that. And you get burned out on stuff, and some things you just don't like doing. But when you live out at a place like this, you have to do stuff yourself. So the wife took this truck in a few days ago for an oil change, and she mentioned to the dealership there that she had vibration when she was slowing down or applying the brakes in this truck. So they checked it out, and they said the pads need to be replaced. As you can see, they were correct. There's maybe an 1/8 inch left of meat there, whereas new pads are well over a 1/2 inch thick. See them there? But they wanted over $650 to do this job. $650, guys. The pads themselves, the set that I got, were about $50, $55, something like that. And then a little container .3 was another $4 or $5. So I'm in it at about $60. And they wanted to charge $650 for something that took me basically a half an hour. I was like, no, we're not doing that. Bring the truck home. I know how to do brakes. And that's another thing, and we won't get into the financial aspects of living off grid, what you're going to need as far as money, because you still need money, guys, unless you're independently wealthy. If you move off grid, you got kids, you still have truck payments, you still need fuel, you need insurance, you need cell phone money, you need internet money, you need repair money, you need food, all this stuff. You still need money. So unless you're independently wealthy and you don't need to earn any more income, give me a call because I want to be your friend. But, you got to do stuff yourself. Yesterday I just got back from San Diego, dropping the kids off. If you watch my other channel, you would have known that. But dropped the kids off San Diego, coming back, and right when I got back yesterday, and I was tired, I was exhausted, went to bed late the night before, got up early yesterday morning and drove all the way out here. I heard my water pump just continuously running. It wasn't shutting off, and the wife wasn't doing dishes or laundry or anything like that. So I had to figure out what was going on with that. So I had to fix the water pump, switch over some water tanks, prime the pump again. You have to know how to do stuff, guys. You have to. Because people in general, like in our situation here, people don't come out. People don't come out this far, for a job. It's not worth it for them. And I get that. I understand that. And I don't mind that because thankfully I know how to do some stuff. If you ask me to overhaul this engine, not touching it, not even thinking about it. Now I could replace suspension. I could do brakes. I could do oil changes, tune-ups, stuff like that. But when you start getting into diagnostics, computers, and engines and transmissions, not even going to think about touching it. In that case, you definitely got to just take it somewhere, bite the bullet. It's going to be probably twice the cost of what typically it would be with tow costs and trailer costs and all these other things. You know, sometimes you do have to bite the bullet. And again, going back to the financial aspect, do you have a nest egg? Do you have a chunk of cash or credit? You know, God forbid if you have to do that. In order to get yourself out of a bind. You know, $650 for what took me 30 minutes. You know, if they would have came back and said, oh, with the pads, we'll do it for $195, I'd be down. I'd do that. That would be worth it for me. Now, they're responsible for it. If something breaks, something goes wrong, it's on them. They have to fix it. If this breaks, what I just did, if something goes wrong, it's on me. But a simple repair, you know, replacing brake pads in this truck, not a big deal. I wasn't planning on doing this. I'm supposed to be chainsawing right now, but now I'm doing this. So it is what it is. But you know, not to burst any bubbles, guys. But if you're considering moving off grid, you have got to know how to do stuff on your own. That's the whole thing about living out here. I mean, it's called self-sufficiency for a reason. So, you know, don't get discouraged. But before making a move, like coming out here like this, make sure you got some skills. You know, make sure the people that are coming out with you have some skills. It's going to benefit you in the long run. So there you go, guys. By the way, if you're new here, and I know I give this spiel every time I put a video up. If you're new here, my name is Vaughn. I'm 50 years old. I live 100% off-grid in the wilderness and mountains of northern Arizona with my wife and my young son. And occasionally a bunch of other kids come out like they were last couple weeks. We're totally 100% on solar power, totally 100% on rainwater catchment. And I will be doing a video on the entire rainwater catchment system here shortly. Maybe as soon as I get all these little projects buttoned up. Because I want to spend some time on it and really get into detail on how we get our water. So if you're interested in that type of topics, guys, you know, the off-grid life, the homestead life, consider subscribing. Share these videos with any like-minded people that might enjoy this stuff. And I know replacing brakes kind of is the last thing you would think about as being a homesteader, but you have to know how to fix stuff, guys. You have to be self-reliant. That's the whole reason why we're out here. We want to be away from society and fend for ourselves and just tighten up the belt and just kick ass. That's what we're about. So, excuse my language, sorry. So, I'll cut the video here, guys. Again, please consider subscribing. We're, I think, almost at a 950 subscribers. We've got to get up to that magic 1,000 subscriber number. That's going to be great. Go check out other videos. And again, share with your friends. If you have any questions about off-grid life, if you have any topics for discussion about off-grid or homesteading, put it down in the comments box. I do read every single comment and try to respond to every single comment. Unless they're really old, then I never see it. But yeah, put it down in the comments box. Let's talk about it. We're here to educate each other. So I'll cut it here. Prep and Thrive. We'll see you on the next one.